Hey guys, another cooking recipe here from Heathy 3130. We got some chicken breast here. We have 4 individual split breasts, and we're going to be making Kung Pao Chicken. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut the chicken breast into little cubes. It doesn't really matter, just whatever's bite-sized for you, whatever you guys want. So that doesn't really matter. But then we're going to cook that up, and we'll show you that later. But to make the sauce, this is what you're going to need. First, you're going to need chili sauce. And then you're supposed to have garlic chili sauce, but we don't have that, so we're just going to put garlic with it. Then we need red wine vinegar, sherry, soy sauce, chicken broth cube, which will be dissolved in half a cup of water, and then some sesame oil, which we have here, and then just a little bit of canola oil. Alright, so I just finished cutting up the chicken. I kind of like these size pieces. Some a little smaller. You want to make them mostly the same size because so they all cook the same in the same amount of time in the oil. So we're gonna go bring them over to the hot oil and put them in. Now you can either season them before or while in their pan. There are 2 ways to do this. You can, before you put them in, you can bread them with flour and egg yolk and stuff like that. But that's not as healthy as this, so I'm just doing a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. You don't need a lot of flavoring because the Kung Pao sauce will do the trick. So I'm just gonna take a spoon and spread it out so that it cooks evenly, and then we'll let that go for a little while. Alright, so we're making our chili sauce now, or our Kung Pao sauce. It's going to start off with 2 teaspoons of the chili paste. If you have garlic chili paste, that's better, but if not, just use this and that's fine. So then, after that, we're going to move on to the garlic. I have 5 cloves of garlic here, freshly cut. We got our garlic about to go in. We're just going to put it in there. And one more. And then you're going to want to use your knife or something that didn't touch your chicken. And you can use that to get all the garlic off the bottom. Alright, so now that that's in there, we're going to be adding some soy sauce. And we need 4 tablespoons. So let's get out our measuring. So this one's a 2 tablespoon, so we're just going to fill this up twice. Alright, that should be good. Now once you taste the sauce, you can always add things or change it next time, but this is just the way I like to do it, so that's how we're going to do it. Then we need 1 teaspoon of dry sherry. So we have this this brand of sherry, whatever one you have should be fine. And we need 2 teaspoons of that, so we're going to do that now. One, 2. And again, measurements don't need to be exact. Next, we need the red wine vinegar, which we showed you earlier, and we need 2 teaspoons of that. So, 1, 2. Okay, once that's done, we need a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. So for that, I'm going to use, I need to go heat up some water, and then we'll add the chicken broth cube to that. So I have the chicken broth, the half a chicken broth cube here, because our chicken broth cubes are big, but if you just have the regular size one, just throw in 1. So we'll get back with you when we have the hot water, and we'll fill you in. So we got our 1/4 cup of water, a half cup of water here, and we just used hot water from the stove, and that should be enough. So we're just going to pour that in, and that should be enough to dissolve the thing. Next, we're going to be adding 2 teaspoons of Oriental sesame oil. So that comes in a bottle that looks somewhat like this. Just sesame oil will be fine, doesn't matter if it's big, small, whatever. So we got 1 and 2. Put that in there. Then next we have to add 6 tablespoons of vegetable oil, which is this canola. So this is what's really going to make it stick together and not be like a liquid. So we need, so this is, we'll just do 4. I mean, you don't really need 6. So 1, that's 2, that's 4. That should be enough. So again, all these directions will be in annotation below. So if you don't get it now, just print out the sidebar below. Next, we don't have scallions, but you could put scallions in. And then it also calls, you can also put peanuts, but we don't like peanuts in our Kung Pao chicken. So if you like peanuts in your Kung Pao chicken, make sure you put about a cup of peanuts. But you don't really need that if you don't like it. And then next is what gives it its heat, which is the crushed red pepper. Any red pepper flakes that you can pick up from the pizza shop or whatever. So just, if you don't want to buy a whole thing like this, just go into the pizza shop and ask for some. They'll give you some. And you don't really need to measure this, just however hot you like it. We like ours pretty spicy, so we're going to put a lot in. We usually just open the top and put it in. I'd probably put in a tablespoon, but that makes it really pretty spicy. But if you're going to put as much vegetables as we're putting in, you'll need the heat because the vegetables, to give the vegetables flavor. So we're going to mix this up and we'll show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, so we got a whisk. We're going to just mix this up together, make sure everything's in throughout. So, alright, so we're mixing this together. This is just the sauce. There's no chicken in here. We still have the chicken cooking on the other burner. We have chili paste, soy sauce, sherry, red wine vinegar, chicken broth, Oriental sesame oil, vegetable oil. We didn't put peanuts, but peanuts is an option if you want them. We didn't put scallions in either because we don't like scallions. And then garlic. So it should look like this, kind of a dark color. I wouldn't taste it if I were you right yet. I just wait till it's on the vegetables. So we're going to take you over to the chicken and show you how that's doing. Alright, here's the chicken. It's browning up pretty good. We just got to make sure it's cooked. We don't need to make sure it's cooked all the way because when you add the vegetables and everything and put it together, it'll cook some more. So you don't want to cook it all the way or else the chicken will get tough. So it looks just about done now. So we're going to put this on a plate and add the vegetables and we'll bring you back then. Alright, so we just took the chicken off of the stove and now we just put it on the plate just so we can cook the vegetables. We have a mixture of frozen and fresh. We have the mixture of peppers and onions. We have a mixture of cauliflower, zucchini, squash, and carrots. And then we have just some broccoli. The broccoli is really good in here because it absorbs all the Kung Pao flavor. So if you don't like broccoli, this is a good option. So add broccoli anyway. So we'll close this up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add the frozen stuff first because that'll take the longest. Add that right in there. Really add whatever you have, whatever you like. If you don't like some of the stuff we're adding, don't add it. If you have an idea that you want to try, just throw it in there. It all really tastes like Kung Pao, so it doesn't really matter what you put in. Alright, and then here's the mixture of cauliflower and everything. And then finally, not usually a big broccoli guy, but it's really good in here, so it just absorbs all the flavor of the Kung Pao. So we're just gonna throw a lot of that in. Alright, that should be enough. We're just gonna let it steam and simmer for a little while. Our Kung Pao sauce is all ready, our chicken's all ready. So once this is ready, we'll be ready to go. So if you like what you see here and you want some more healthy recipes, send me a PM or whatever if you have a recipe you want to try. Also, if you have an unhealthy recipe that you want me to try to make a little bit healthier, send me a PM with the recipe and I'll try to tweak it to make it more healthy. So please rate, subscribe, whatever, and keep on the lookout for some fun gear reviews and also some healthy cooking. Alright, I'm Airthief3130 and I'm out.